Hello, everybody. Hello to people who might watch this live, and hello to those who might watch this later on YouTube. This is Self-Isolation Shakespeare. We are a student-led group with the intent to perform all of Shakespeare's canon live on Zoom, a video chat platform. We are thrilled to be putting on the Taming of the Shrew today. I'm going to say a couple thank yous, and then we're going to have the cast introduce themselves. So I'd like to thank our team, which includes Jessica Graham, Lexi Thompson, Liam Johnson, and myself, and our illustrious stage manager, who is the real star of the show, Kirsten Farley. I'd also like to thank Rob Miles and the project The Show Must Go Online, which was the kind of inspiration for this idea. And I'd like to thank the people who gave us this cutting. Let me just find the name. Justin Audibert. Thank you very much, Justin Audibert. All right, so now we're going to have the cast introduce themselves and tell you who they're playing.
Great. So I am Jana Cox. I am from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I will be playing Baptista Minola.
I'm Tom Roche. I'll be playing Kate today, and I'm broadcasting from Magna, Utah.
Hi, my name is Harrison Lind. I'll be playing Biancho, and I am broadcasting from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hi, I'm Savannah Moffat, and I'll be playing Petruchia, and I'm broadcasting from Cottonwood Heights, Utah.
Hi, I'm Marcella Pereda. I will be playing Lucentia, and I am in New York City.
Hi, I'm Emily Donahoe, and I will be playing Vincentia, and I'm broadcasting from Bozeman, Montana.
Hello, I'm Saren Nofs Snyder. I am reading Gremia, and I am in Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Sunny Gigliotti. I will be reading for Hortensia, and I am reading from Holiday, Utah.
Hi, I'm Keira Stogin. I'll be reading for Trania, and I'm from Washougal and broadcasting from Washougal, Washington.
Hi, I'm Serena. I'll be reading for Biondella, and I am broadcasting from Iowa City, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Sophie White. I'm going to be playing Grumio, and I am in Cottonwood Heights, Utah.
Hi, I'm Matthew Rudolph, and I'll be reading Curtis, and I am broadcasting from Salt Lake City.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'll be reading for the Pedant and Nathaniel, and I am in Salt Lake City.
Hi, I'm McKenna Reynolds. I'm broadcasting from California, and I will be reading for The Widow and Philip.
Hi, I'm Will Tepner. I'm broadcasting from New York City, and I will be reading for The Taylor and Nicholas.
Hi, I'm Jessica Graham. I am in Salt Lake City, and I'm reading Haberdasher, Servant, and Joseph.
I'm Ailish Harris. I'm broadcasting from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I will be reading your stage directions.
Okay, great. Well, without further ado, this is The Taming of the Shrew.
That rhymed.
The Taming of the Shrew. Act 1, Scene 1. Enter Lucentia and her woman, Trania.
Trania, since for my great desire I had to see fair Padua, nursery of arts, I am arrived for fruitful Lombardy, the pleasant garden of great Italy. And by my mother's love and leave, and armed with her goodwill and thy good company, my trusty servant, well approved in all, here let us breathe and happily institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Pisa, renowned for grave citizens, gave me my being and my mother first, a merchant of great traffic throughout the world. Vincentia, come from the Bentivoli, Vincentia's daughter, brought up in Florence, it shall become to serve all hopes conceived, to deck her fortune with her virtuous deeds. And therefore, Trania, For the time I study virtue, and that part of philosophy will I apply that treats of happiness, by virtue specifically to be achieved. Tell me thy mind, for I have Pisa left, and am to Padua come, as she that leaves a shallow plash to plunge her in the deep, and with satiety seeks to quench her thirst.
Me perdonata, gentle mistress mine, I am in all affected as yourself, glad that you thus continue your resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Only, good mistress, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let's not be Stoics nor stocks, I pray, or so devote to Aristotle's checks as Ovid be an outcast quite abjured. Bulk logic with acquaintance that you have, and practice rhetoric in your common talk. Music and poesy used to quicken you, the mathematics and the metaphysics fall to them as you find your stomach serves you. No profit grows where there is no pleasure ta'en. In brief, then, study what you most affect.
Gramercy is Trania, well dost thou advise. If Biondella wert come ashore, we could at once put us in readiness and take lodging fit to entertain such friends as time in Padua shall beget. But stay a while, what company is this?
Mistress, some show to welcome us to town.
Enter Baptista with her 2 sons, Catherine and Biancho, Gremia a pantaloon, Hortensia suitor to Biancho, Lucentia and Trania stand by.
Ladies, importune me no farther, for how I am firmly resolved you know, that is, not to bestow my youngest son before I have a wife for the elder. If either of you both love Catherine, because I know you well and love you well, leave shall you have to court him at your pleasure.
Oh, to court him, rather. He's too rough for me. There, Hortensia, will you to any husband?
I pray you, madam, is it your will to make me a stale amongst these mates?
Mates, boy? How mean you that? No mates for you unless you were of gentler, milder mold.
If faith, madam, you shall never need to fear. It is not halfway to his heart. But if it were, doubt not his care should be to comb your noddle with the 3-legged stool and paint your face and use you like the fool.
From all such devils, good Lord, deliver us.
Oh, and me too, good lady.
Hush, mistress, here's some good pastime toward.
Aside to Lucentia.
That boy is stark mad or wonderful forward.
But in the other silence do I see virginal behavior and sobriety. Peace, Trania.
Well said, mistress. Mom and gave your fill.
Ladies, that I may soon make good what I have said, Biancho, get you in, and let it not displease thee, good Biancho, for I will love thee natheless, my boy.
A pretty Pete, it is best to put a finger in the eye, and he knew why.
Brother, content you in my discontent. Madam, to your pleasure humbly I subscribe. My books and instruments shall be my company. On them to look and practice by myself.
Hark, Trania, thou mayst hear Minerva speak.
Signora Baptista, will you be so strange? Sorry am I that our good will affects Bianco's grief.
Why? Will you mew him up, Signora Baptista, for this fiend of hell, and make him bear the penance of his tongue?
Ladies, content ye. I am resolved. Go in, Biancho.
Exit Biancho.
And, for I know he taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry, some scholars will I keep within my house, fit to instruct his youth. If you, Hortensia, or Signora Gremia, you know any such, prefer them hither, for to cunning women I will be very kind, and liberal to mine own children in good bringing up. And so farewell. Catherine, you may stay. We have more to commune with Biancho.
Exit.
Why, and I trust I may go too, may I not? What, shall I be appointed hours as though belike I knew not what to take and what to leave? Huh?
Exit.
Oh, you may go to the devil's dam. Your gifts are so good, here's none will hold you. Their love is not so great, Hortensia, but we may blow our nails together and fast it out fairly. Our cake's dough on both sides. Oh, farewell. Yet for the love I bear my sweet Biancho, if I can any means light on a fit woman to teach him that wherein he delights, I will wish her to his father.
So will I, Signora Gremia. But a word, I pray. Though the nature of our quarrel yet never brooked parley, know now, upon advice, it touches us both, that we may yet again have access to our fair desire and be happy rivals in Bianco's love, to labor and effect one thing specially.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, Gremia, to get a wife for his brother.
A wife, a devil.
I say a wife.
Well, I say a devil. Think'st thou, Hortensia, though his mother be very rich, any woman is so very a fool to be married to hell?
Tush, Gremia. Though it pass your patience and mine to endure his loud alarums, why, woman, there be good fellows in the world, and a woman could light on them, would take him with all faults and money enough.
I cannot tell, but I had as lief take his dowry with this condition, to be whipped at the high cross every morning.
Faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples, but come, since this bar-in-law makes us friends, it shall be so far forth friendly maintained, till by helping Baptista's eldest son to a wife, we set her youngest free for a wife, and then have to it afresh. Sweet Biancho, happy woman be his dole. She that runs fastest gets the ring. How say you, Signora Gremia?
I am freed, and would I had given her the best horse in Padua to begin her wooing, that would thoroughly woo him, wed him, and bed him, and rid the house of him. Come on.
Exeunt both Gremia and Hortensia. Trania and Lucentia Ame.
Mistress, tell me, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Oh, Trania, till I found it to be true, I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood looking on, I found the effect of love in idleness. And now in plainness do confess to thee that art to me as secret and as dear as Anna to the queen of Carthage was. Trania, I burn, I pine, I perish, Trania, if I achieve not this young, modest boy. Counsel me, Trania, for I know thou canst. Assist me, Trania, for I know thou wilt.
Mistress, it is no time to chide you now. Affection is not rated from the heart. If love have touched you, naught remains but so. Redime to captum quam quies minimo.
Oh, gramercy's lass, go forward, this contents. The rest will comfort, for thy counsel is sound.
Mistress, you looked so longingly on the boy. Perhaps you marked not what the pith of all was.
Oh, yes, I saw sweet beauty in that face.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how his brother began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din?
Trania, I saw his coral lips move, and with his breath he did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in him.
Okay, then it's time to stir her from her trance. I pray you, awake, now. If you love the boy, bend thoughts and wits to achieve him. Thus it stands. His eldest brother is so cursed and shrewd that till his mother rid her hands of him, mistress, your love must live a boy at home. And therefore has she closely mewed him up, because he will not be annoyed with suitors.
Ah, Trania, what a cruel mother is she! But art thou not advised she took some care to get him cunning scholars to instruct him?
Aye, Mary, am I, mistress? And now 'tis plotted.
I have it, Trania!
Mistress, for my hand, both our inventions meet and jump in one.
Ah, tell me thine first.
You will be schoolmistress and undertake the teaching of the boy. That's your device.
It is. May it be done.
Not possible. For who shall bear your part, and be in Padua here Vincentia's daughter? Keep house and ply her book, welcome her friends, visit her countrywomen, and banquet them.
Basta, content thee, for I have it full. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we be distinguished by our faces for maid or mistress. Then it follows thus: thou shalt be mistress, Trania, in my stead. Keep house and port and servants as I should. I will some other be, some Florentine, some Neapolitan, or meaner woman of Pisa. 'Tis hatched, and be it so. Trania, at once uncase thee, take my colored hat and cloak.
They exchange clothes.
When Biondella comes, she waits on thee, but I will charm her first to keep her tongue.
So how do you need? In brief then, sith it is your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient, for your mother charged me at our parting, be serviceable to my daughter, quoth she, although I think it was in another sense. I am contented to be Lucentia, because so well I love Lucentia.
Trania, be so, because Lucentia loves. And let me be a slave to achieve that boy, whose sudden sight has thralled my wounded eye.
Enter Biondella.
Here comes the baggage wench. Where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now? Where are you? Mistress, has my fellow Trania stolen your clothes? Or you stolen hers? Or both? Pray, what's the news?
Wench, come hither, 'tis no time to jest, and therefore frame your manners to the time. Your fellow Trania here, to save my life, puts my apparel and countenance on, and I, for my escape, have put on hers. For in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed someone, and fear I was descried. Wait you on her, I charge you as becomes, while I make way from hence to save my life. You understand me?
I, mistress? Narrow wit.
And not a jot of Trania in your mouth. Trania is changed to Lucentia.
The better for her. Would I were so too.
So could I, faith girl, to have the next wish after, that Lucentia indeed had Baptista's youngest son. But, wench, not for my sake, but your mistress's. I advise you use your manners discreetly in all kinds of companies. When I am alone, why, then I am Trania, but in all places else, your mistress, Lucentia.
Trania, let's go. One thing more rests that thyself execute, to make one among the wooers. If thou ask me why, sufficeth, my reasons are both good and weighty.
Exeunt. The presenters above speaks. Act 1, Scene 2. Enter Petruchia and her man Grumio.
Verona for a while I take my leave, to see my friends in Padua, but above all, my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensia, and I trow this is her house. Here, Sir Grumio, knock, I say.
Knock, mistress. Whom should I knock? Is there any woman has rebused your worship?
Villain, I say knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, mistress. Why, mistress, what am I, mistress, that I should knock you here, mistress?
Villain, I say knock me at this gate, and rap me well, or I'll knock your knave's pate.
My mistress is grown quarrelsome. I should knock you first, and then I know after who comes by the worst.
Will it not be? Faith, Sirrah, and you'll not knock. I'll ring it. I'll try how you can solfa and sing it.
She brings him by the ears.
My mistress is mad!
Now knock when I bid you, Sirrah villain.
Enter Hortensia.
How now? What's the matter? My old friend Grumio and my good friend Petruchia. How do you all at Verona?
Signora Hortensia, come you to part the fray? Con tutto il core ben trovata, may I say?
Alla nostra casa benvenuta, molta onorata signora mia Petruchia. Rise, Grumio, rise. We will compound this quarrel.
Nay, 'tis no matter, madam. She alleges in Latin. If this be not a lawful case for me to leave her service. Look you, madam, She bid me knock her and rap her soundly, madam. Well, was it fit for a servant to use his mistress so, being perhaps for aught I see, 32 pip out? Who would to God I had well knocked at first, and had not Grumio come by the worst?
A senseless villain, good Hortensia. I bade the rascal knock upon your gate, and could not get him from my heart to do it.
Knock at the gate? Oh, heavens! Spake you not these words? Sirrah, knock me here, rap me here, knock me well, and knock me soundly, and come you now with knocking at the gate.
Sirrah, begone, or talk not, I advise you.
Petruchia, patience. I am Grumio's pledge. Why, this a heavy chance twixt him and you, your ancient, trusty, pleasant servant Grumio? And tell me now, sweet friend, what happy gale blows you to Padua here from old Verona?
Such wind as scatters young women through the world, to seek their fortunes farther than at home, where small experience grows. But in a few, Signora Hortensia, thus it stands with me. Antonia, my mother, is deceased. And I have thrust myself into this maze, happily to woo and wed as best I may. Crowns in my purse I have, and goods at home, and so am come abroad to see the world.
Petruchia, shall I then come roundly to thee and wish thee to a shrewd, ill-favored husband? Thou'dst thank me but a little for my counsel, and yet I'll promise thee he shall be rich, and very rich, but thou'rt too much my friend, and I'll not wish thee to him.
Signora Hortensia, twixt such friends as we, few words suffice, and therefore, if thou know one rich enough to be Petruchia's husband, as wealth is burden of my wooing dance. Be he as foul as was Florentia's love, as old as Sybil, and as cursed and shrewd. He moves me not, or not removes at least, affection's edge in me, where he is rough as are the swelling Adriatic seas. I come to wed wealthy in Padua, if wealthily, then happily in Padua.
Nay, look you, madam, she tells you flatly what her mind is. Why give her gold enough and marry her to a puppet or an aglet baby, or an old sot with ne'er a tooth in his head? Though he have as many diseases as 52 horses, why nothing comes amiss, so money comes withal.
Petruchia, since we are stepped thus far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchia, help thee to a husband with wealth enough and young and beauteous, brought up as best becomes a gentleman. His only fault, and that is fault enough, is that he is intolerable, cursed, and shrewd, and froward, so beyond all measure that, were my state far worser than it is, I would not wed him for a mine of gold.
Hortensia, peace! Thou knowst not gold's effect. Tell me his mother's name, and 'tis enough. For I will board him, though he chide as loud as thunder when the clouds in autumn crack.
His mother is Baptista Minola, an affable and courteous lady. His name is Catherine Minola, renowned in Padua for his scolding tongue.
I know his mother, though I know not him, and she knew my deceased mother well. I will not sleep, Hortensia, till I see him, and therefore let me thus be bold with you, to give you over at this first encounter, unless you will accompany me thither.
I pray you, madam, let her go while the humor lasts. On my word, and he knew her as well as I do, he would think scolding would do little good upon her. He may perhaps call her half a score harpies or so. Why, that's nothing. And she begin once, she'll rail in her rope tricks. I'll tell you what, madam, and he stand her but a little, she will throw a figure in his face, and so disfigure him with it, that he shall have no more eyes to see withal than a cat. You know her not, madam.
Tarry, Petruchia, I must go with thee, for in Baptista's keep my treasure is. She hath the jewel of my life in hold, her youngest son, beautiful Biancho, and her withholds from me and other more suitors to him and rivals in my love, supposing it a thing impossible, for those defects I have before rehearsed, that ever Catherine will be wooed. Therefore this order hath Baptista ta'en, that none shall have access unto Biancho till Catherine the Cursed have got a wife.
Catherine the Cursed? A title for a man, of all titles the worst.
Now shall my friend Petruchia do me grace, and offer me disguised in sober robes to old Baptista as a schoolmistress, well seen in music, to instruct Biancho, that so I may, by this device at least, have leave and leisure to make love to him, and unsuspected court him by himself.
Enter Gremia and Lucentia disguised.
Here's no juggling. See, to beguile the old folks, how the young folks lay their heads together. Mistress, look about you. Who goes here, huh?
Peace, Grumio. It is the rival of my love. Petruchia, stand by a while.
A body maiden and an amorous.
Oh, very well. I have perused the note. Now, hark you, friend. I'll have them very fairly bound. All books of love. See that at any hand, and see you read no other lectures to him. You understand me? Over and beside Signora Baptista's liberality, I'll mend it with a largesse. Now, take you your paper too, and go. And let me have them very well perfumed, for he is sweeter than perfume itself to whom they go. What will you read to him?
Whate'er I read to him, I'll plead for you. As for my patroness, stand you assured, as firmly as yourself were still in place. Yea, and perhaps with more successful words than you, unless you were a scholar too.
Oh, this learning, what a thing it is.
Oh, this woodcock, what an ass it is.
Sarah.
Grumio, mum. God save you, Signora Gremia.
You are well met, Signora Hortensia. Trow you whither I am going? To Baptista Minola. I promised to inquire carefully about a schoolmistress for the fair Biancho, and by good fortune I have lighted well on this young woman, for learning and behavior fit for his turn, well read in poetry and other books, good ones, I warrant ye.
'Tis well. And I have met a gentlewoman hath promised me to help me to another, a fine musician to instruct our master. So shall I no whit be behind in duty to fair Biancho, so beloved of me.
Beloved of me, and that my deeds shall prove.
And that her bags shall prove.
Gremia, 'tis now no time to vent our love. Listen to me, and if you speak me fair, I'll tell you news indifferent, good for either. Here's a gentlewoman whom by chance I met, upon agreement from us to her liking, will undertake to woo cursed Catherine, yea, and to marry him, if his dowry please.
Oh, so said, so done is well. Hortensia, have you told her all his faults?
I know he is an irksome, brawling scold. If that be all, ladies, I hear no harm.
No? Sayest so, friend. What countrywoman?
Born in Verona, old Antonia's daughter. My mother dead, my fortune lives for me, and I do hope good days and long to see.
Oh, friend, such a life with such a spouse were strange. But if you have a stomach, to its God's name, you shall have me assisting you in all. But will you woo this wild cat?
Will I live?
Will she woo him? Aye, or I'll hang him.
Why came I hither but to that intent? Think you a little din can daunt mine ears? Have I not in my time heard lions roar? Have I not heard the sea puffed up with winds, rage like an angry boar, chafed with sweat? Have I not heard great ordnance in the field, and heaven's artillery thunder in the skies? Have I not in a pitted battle heard loud alarums, neighing steeds and trumpets clang? And you tell me of a young man's tongue that gives not half so great a blow to hear as will a chestnut in a farmer's fire? Tush, tush, fear grows with bugs.
For she fears none.
Hortensia, hark. This gentlewoman has happily arrived, my mind presumes, for her own good and yours.
I promised we would be contributors and bear her charge of wooing whatsoever.
Ooh, and so we will, provided that she win him.
I would I were as sure of a good dinner.
Enter Trania Brave, disguised as Lucentia, and Biondella.
Ladies, God save you. If I may be bold, tell me, I beseech you, which is the readiest way to the house of Signora Baptista Minola?
She that has the two fair sons? Is it she you mean?
Even she, Biondella.
Hark you, madam, you mean not him to...
Perhaps her and him, madam. What have you to do?
Not him that chides, madam, at any hand, I pray.
I love no chiders, madam. Biondella, let's away.
Well begun, Trania.
Madam, a word ere you go. Are you a suitor to the man you talk of, yea or no?
And if I be, madam, is it any offense?
Oh, no, if without more words you will get you hence.
Madam, I pray, are not the streets as free for me as for you?
Oh, but so is not he.
For what reason, I beseech you?
Oh, for this reason, if you know, that he's the choice love of Signora Gremia.
That he's the chosen of Signora Hortensia.
Softly, signoras. If you be ladies, do me this right, hear me with patience. Baptista is a noble gentlewoman, to whom my mother is not all unknown, and were her son fairer than he is, he may more suitors have, and me for one. Fairletta's daughter had 1,000 wooers. Then, well, one more may fair Biancho have, and so he shall. Lucentia shall make one, though Paris came in hope to speed alone.
What? This gentleman will out-talk us all.
Madam, give her head. I'm sure she'll prove a jade.
Hortensia, to what end are all these words?
Madam, let me be so bold as ask you, did you yet ever see Baptista's son?
No, sooth, but I do hear that she hath two. The one as famous for a scolding tongue, as is the other for her beauteous modesty.
Yes, the first's for me. Let him go by.
Yea, leave that labor to some Hercules.
Pray, understand you this of me, in sooth. The youngest son, for whom you hearken for, his mother keeps from all access of suitors, and will not promise him to any woman until the elder son first be wed. The younger then is free, and not before.
If it be so, friend, that you are the one, must stead us all and me amongst the rest, and if you break the ice and do this feat, achieve the elder, set the younger free, for our access, whose hap shall be to have him, will not so graceless be to be ingrate.
Sooth, you say well, and well you do conceive. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, gratify this gentlewoman, to whom we all rest generally beholding.
Friend, I shall not be slack in sign whereof. Please ye we may contrive this afternoon, and quaff carouses to our beloved's health, and do as the adversaries do in law, strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
Oh, excellent motion.
Excellent.
Fellows, let's be gone.
The motion's good indeed, and be it so. Petruchia, I shall be your benvenuta.
Exeunt. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Catherine and Biancho with her hands tied.
Good brother, wrong me not, nor wrong yourself to make a bondman and a slave of me. That I disdain. Before these other goods, unbind my hands. I'll pull them off myself. Yea, all my raiment to my breeches, or what you will command me will I do, as well I know my duty to my elders.
Of all thy suitors here, I charge thee tell whom thou lovest best. See, thou dissemblest not.
Believe me, brother, of all the women alive, I never yet beheld that special face which I could fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest. Is not Hortensia?
If you affect her, brother, here I swear I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have her.
Oh, then belike you fancy riches more. You will have Gremia to keep you fair.
Is it for her you do envy me so? Nay, then you jest, and now I well perceive you have but jested with me all this while. I prithee, brother Kate, untie my hands.
If that be jest, then all the rest was so.
Strikes him. Enter Baptista.
Why, how now, boy? Whence grows this insolence? Biancho, stand aside. Poor boy, he weeps. Go ply thy needle, meddle not with him. For shame, thou hilding of a devilish spirit. Why dost thou wrong him that ne'er did wrong thee? When did he cross thee with a bitter word?
His silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged.
Flies after Biancho.
What? In my sight? Biancho, get thee in.
Exit Biancho.
What, will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see he is your treasure. He must have a wife. I must dance barefoot on his wedding day, and for your love to him lead apes in hell. Talk not to me. I will go sit and weep till I find occasion of revenge.
Exit.
Was ever gentlewoman thus grieved as I? But who comes here?
Enter Gremia, Lucentia in the habit of a mean woman, Petruchia with Hortensia as a musician, and Trania with his girl, Biondella, bearing a lute and books.
Oh, good morrow, neighbor Baptista.
Good morrow, neighbor Gremia. God save you, gentlewoman.
And you, good madam. Pray, have you not a son called Catherine, fair and virtuous?
I have a son, 'tis true, called Catherine.
And you are too blunt. Go to it orderly.
You wrong me, Signora Gremia. Let me leave. I am a gentlewoman of Verona, madam, that hearing of his beauty and his wit, his affability and bashful modesty, his wondrous qualities and mild behavior, am bold to show myself as a forward guest within your house, to make mine eye the witness of that report which I so oft have heard. And for an entrance to my entertainment, I do present you with a woman of mine, cunning in music and the mathematics, to instruct him fully in those sciences whereof I know he is not ignorant. Accept of her, or else you do me wrong. Her name is Lydia, born in Mantua.
You are welcome, friend, and she, for your good sake. But for my son Catherine, this I know, he is not for your turn, the more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with him, or else you like not of my company.
Mistake me not. I speak but as I find. Whence are you, friend? What may I call your name?
Petruchia is my name, Antonia's daughter, a woman well known throughout all Italy.
I know her well. You are welcome for her sake.
Ah, well, saving your tale, Petruchia, I pray, let us that are poor petitioners speak too. Bacare! You are marvelous forward.
Oh, pardon me, Signora Gremia. I would fain be doing.
I doubt it not indeed, but you will curse your wooing. Neighbor, this is a gift very grateful, I am sure of it, to express the like kindness myself that have been more kindly beholding to you than any, freely give unto you this young scholar that hath been long studying at Rheims, as cunning in Greek, Latin, and other languages as the other in music and mathematics. Her name is Cambria. Pray, accept her service.
1,000 thanks, Signora Gremia. Welcome, good Cambria. But, gentle madam, methinks you walk like a stranger. May I be so bold as to know the cause of your coming?
Pardon me, madam. The boldness is mine own. That being a stranger in this city, unto fair beyond virtuous and fair, nor is your firm result me in the preferment of the eldest brother, that liberty is all that I request, that upon knowledge of my parentage, I may have welcomed mongst the rest that woo, and free access and favor as the rest, and toward the education of your sons, I here bestow a simple instrument.
Presents lutes and books.
And this small packet of Greek and Latin books, if you accept them, then their worth is great.
Lucentia is your name. Of whence, I pray?
Of Pisa, madam, daughter to Vincentia.
A mighty woman of Pisa. By report, I know her well. You are very welcome, madam.
To Hortensia and Lucentia.
Take you the lute, and you the set of books. You shall go see your pupils presently. Holla, within!
Enter a servant.
Sirrah, lead these ladies to my sons, and tell them both these are their tutors. Bid them use them well.
Exit servant with Lucentia and Hortensia, Biondella following.
We will go walk a little in the orchard, and then to dinner. You are passing welcome, and so I pray you all to think yourselves.
Baptista, my business asketh haste, and every day I cannot come to woo. You knew my mother well, and in her me. Left solely heir with all her lands and goods, which I have bettered rather than decreased. Then tell me, if I get your son's love, what dowry shall I have with him to husband?
After my death, the 1/2 of my lands, and in possession 20,000 crowns.
And for that dowry, I'll assure him of his widowhood, be it that he survive me in all my lands and leases whatsoever. Let specialties be therefore drawn between us, that covenants may be kept on either hand.
Aye, when the special thing is well obtained, that is, his love, for that is all in all.
Why, that is nothing. For I tell you, mother, as I am as peremptory as he is proud-minded. And where two raging fires meet together, they do consume the thing that feeds their fury. Though little fire grows great with little wind, yet extreme gusts will blow out fire and all. So I to him, and so he yields to me. For I am rough, and woo not like a babe.
Well mayest thou woo, and happy be thy speed. But be thou armed for some unhappy words.
Aye, to the proof, as mountains are for winds, that shakes not, though they blow perpetually.
Enter Hortensia, disguised as Lycia, with her head broke.
How now, my friend? Why dost thou look so pale?
For fear, I promise you, if I look pale.
What, will my son prove a good musician?
I think he'll sooner prove a soldier. Iron may hold with him, but never lute.
Why, then thou canst not break him to the lute.
Why, no, for he hath broke the lute to me. I did but tell him he mistook his frets, and bowed his hand to teach him fingering, when, with a most impatient, devilish spirit, frets call you these, quoth he, I'll fume with them, and with that word he struck me on the head, and through the instrument my pate made way. And there I stood, amazed for a while, as on a pillory looking through the lute, while he did call me rascal fiddler and twangling Jill with 20 such vile terms as had he studied to misuse me so.
Now, by the world, it is a lusty lad. I love him 10 times more than e'er I did. Oh, how long to have some chat with him.
Well, go with me and be not so discomfited. Proceed in practice with my younger son. He's apt to learn and thankful for good turns. Signora Petruchia, will you go with us, or shall I send my son Kate to you?
I pray you do.
Exeunt all but Petruchia.
I'll attend him here, and woo him with some spirit when he comes. Say that he rail. Why, then I'll tell him plain he sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that he frown. I'll say he looks as clear as morning roses newly washed with dew. Say he be mute and not speak a word. Then I'll commend his volubility, and say he uttereth piercing eloquence. If he do bid me pack, I'll give him thanks as though he bid me stay by him a week. If he deny to wed, I'll crave the day when I shall ask the banns and when be married. But here he comes. And now, Petruchia, speak.
Enter Catherine.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well, you have heard, but something hard of hearing. They call me Catherine that do speak of me.
You lie, in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoke of and thy beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs, myself am moved to woo thee for my husband.
Moved? In good time. Let her that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at first. You were immovable.
Why, what's immovable?
A joint stool.
Ah, thou hast hit it. Come sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Men are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you with me, you mean?
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a wench as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be. Should buzz.
Well ta'en and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, you wasp. I' faith, you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again. Good Kate, I am a gentlewoman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentlewoman, and if no gentlewoman, why then no arms?
Herald, Kate, oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest, a coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come, you must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What? You mean my face?
Well aimed of such a young one.
Now by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate, in sooth you scape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
Not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip as angry fellows will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk, but thou with mildness entertainst thy wooers, with gentle conference, soft and affable. Why does the world report the Kate doth limp?
Kicks him?
Oh, slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender and brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the kernels. Oh, let me see thee walk! Thou dost not halt.
Go, fool, in whom thou keep'st command.
Did ever Dian so become a grove, as Kate in this chamber with his princely gait? Oh, be thou Dian, and let her be Kate, and then let Kate be chaste and Dian sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her daughter.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Catherine, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your mother hath consented that you shall be my husband. Your dowry agreed on, and will you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, I'm a wife for your turn, for by this light whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well, thou must be married to no woman but me.
Enter Baptista, Gremia, Trania, disguised as Lucentia.
For I am she, and born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your mother. Never make denial. I must and will have Catherine to be my husband.
Now, Signora Petruchia, I'll speed you with my son.
How but well, mother, how but well. It were impossible I should speed amiss.
Why, how now, son Catherine? In your dumps?
Call you me son? Now, I promise you, you have showed a tender motherly regard to wish me wed to a half lunatic, a madcap ruffian and a swearing Jill that thinks with oaths to face the matter out.
Mother, 'tis thus, yourself and all the world that talked of him have talked amiss of him. If he be cursed, it is for policy, for he is not froward, but modest as the dove. He is not hot, but temperate as the morn. For patience he will prove a second Grisel, and Roman Lucrece for his chastity. And to conclude, we have agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Oh, hark, Petruchia. He says he'll see thee hanged first.
Is this your speeding? Nay then, good night, our part.
Be patient, ladies. I choose him for myself. If he and I be pleased, what's that to you? 'Tis bargain twixt us twain, being alone, that he shall still be cursed in company. I tell you, 'tis incredible to believe how much he loves me. Oh, the kindest Kate. He hung about my neck, kiss and kiss on kiss. He vied so fast, protesting oath on oath, that in a twink he won me to his love. Oh, you are novices. 'Tis a world to see how tame when women and men are alone. A meacock wretch can make the cursedest shrew. Give me thy hand, Kate. I will unto Venice to buy apparel 'gainst the wedding day. Provide the feast, mother, and bid the guests. I will be sure my Catherine shall be fine.
I know not what to say, but give me your hands. God send you joy, Petruchia. 'Tis a match.
Oh,
Amen.
Amen.
We'll
witness.
We will be witnesses.
Mother and husband, and ladies, adieu. I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. We will have rings and things and fine array. And kiss me, Kate. We will be married on Sunday.
Exeunt Petruchia and Catherine separately.
Was ever match clapped up so suddenly?
Faith, ladies, now I play a merchant's part and venture madly on a desperate mart.
'Twas a commodity lay fretting by you. 'Twill bring you gain or perish on the seas.
The gain I seek is quiet in the match.
Oh, no doubt, but she hath got a quiet catch. But now, Baptista, to your younger son. Now is the day we have long looked for. I am your neighbor and was suitor first.
And I am the one that love Biancho more than words can witness or your thoughts can guess.
Oh, youngling, thou canst not love so dear as I.
Gray hair, thy love doth freeze.
But thine doth fry. Skipper, stand back. 'Tis age that nourisheth.
But youth in young men's eyes that flourisheth.
Content you, ladies. I will compound this strife. 'Tis deeds must win the prize, and she of both that can assure my son greatest dower shall have my Biancho's life. Say, Signora Gremia, what can you assure him?
Well, first, as you know, my house within the city is richly furnished with plate and gold, basins and ewers to lave his dainty hands. My hangings are all of tapestry, of ivory coffers I've stuffed my crowns, in cypress chests my heiress counterpoints, costly apparels, tents, canopies, fine linen, Turkish cushions bossed with pearl, valance of Venice gold in needlework, pewter and brass, and all things that belong to house or housekeeping. Then, at my farm, I have 100 milch kine in the pail. Those are cows. 60 fat oxen standing in my stalls, and all things answerable to this portion. Myself am struck in years, I must confess, and if I die tomorrow,
this is his. If, whilst I live, he will be only mine.
That only came well in. Madam, listen to me. I am my mother's heir and only daughter. If I may have your son to my husband, I'll leave him houses 3 or 4 as good within rich Pisa's walls as any one old Signora Gremia has in Padua, besides 2,000 ducats by the year of fruitful land, all which shall be his jointure. What, have I pinched you, Signor Gremia?
2,000 ducats by the year of land? Oh, my land amounts not so much at all. That he shall have, besides an argosy, which is a very big merchant ship, an argosy that is now lying in Marseilles Road. What, have I choked you with an argosy?
Gremia, 'tis known my mother hath no less than 3 great argosies, besides 2 galleasses and 12 tight galleys. These I will assure him, and twice as much whatever thou offerest next.
Nay, I have offered it all. I have no more. And he can have no more than all I have. If you like me, he shall have me and mine.
Why then the boy is mine from all the world. By your firm promise, Gremia is outvied.
I must confess, your offer is the best. And let your mother make him the assurance he is your own. Else you must pardon me. If you should die before her, where's his dower?
That's but a cavil. She is old, I young.
And may not young women die as well as old?
Well, ladies, I am thus resolved. On Sunday next, you know my son Catherine is to be married. Now, on the Sunday following, shall Biancho be groom to you, if you make this assurance. If not, to Signora Gremia. So, I take my leave, and thank you both.
And you,
Exit.
good neighbor. Now I fear thee not, O young gamester. Your mother were a fool to give thee all, and in her waning age to set foot under thy table? Tut, a toy. An old Italian fox is not so kind, so coy.
Exit.
A vengeance on your crafty withered hide. Yet I have faced it with a card of 10. 'Tis in my head to do my mistress good. I see no reason, but supposed Lucentia must get a mother, called supposed Vincentia. And that's a wonder. Mothers commonly do get their children, but in this case of wooing, a child shall get a mother, if I fail not of my cunning.
Exit. Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Lucentia, disguised as Cambia, Hortensia, disguised as Lytia, and Biancho.
Fiddler, forbear. You grow too forward now. Have you so soon forgot the entertainment his brother Catherine welcomed you withal?
But, wrangling pedant, this is the patron of heavenly harmony. Then give me leave to have prerogative, and when in music we have spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure for as much.
Preposterous ass, that never read so far to know the cause why music was ordained. Was it not to refresh the mind of woman after her studies or her usual pain? Then give me leave to read philosophy, and while I pause, serve you in your harmony.
Wench, I will not bear these braves of thine.
Why, mistresses, you do me double wrong to strive for that which resteth in my choice. I am no breaching scholar in the schools. I'll not be tied to hours nor pointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And, to cut off all strife, here we sit down. Take you your instrument, play you the whiles. Her lecture will be done ere you have tuned.
You'll leave her lecture when I am in tune?
That will be never. Tune your instrument.
Where left we last?
Here, sir. Hic ibat simois, hic est sagia telus, hic steterat pria mi regia celsa senis.
Conster them.
Hic ibat simois. I am Lucentia. Hic est, daughter unto Vincentia of Pisa. Sagia telus, disguised thus to get your love. Hic steterat, and that Lucentia that comes a-wooing, Priami is my woman, Trania. Regia, bearing my port, Celsa senis, that we might beguile the old pantaloon.
Sir, are my instruments in tune?
Let's hear. Oh, fie. The treble jars.
Oh, spit in the hole, woman, and tune again.
Now let me see if I conster it. Hic ibat simois. I know you not. Hic est sigia telus. I trust you not. Hic ceterat priami. Take heed she hear us not. Regia, presume not. Celsa senus, despair not.
Sir, 'tis now in tune.
All but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass troll that jars. How fiery and forward our pedant is. Now, for my life, the wench doth court my love. Pedicule, I'll watch you better not.
In time I may believe, yet I mistrust.
Mistrust it not. For sure, Iacides.
I must believe my teacher, else I promise you I should be arguing still upon that doubt. But let it rest. Now, Licia, to you. Good mistress, take it not unkindly, pray, that I have been thus pleasant with you both.
You may go walk and give me leave a while. My lessons make no music in 3-part.
Are you so formal, then? Well, I must wait, and watch withal, for I be deceived, our fine musician groweth amorous.
Sir, before you touch the instrument to learn the order of my fingering, I must begin with rudiments of art, to teach you gamut in a briefer sort, more pleasant, pithy, and effectual than hath been taught by any of my trade. And there it is in writing, fairly drawn.
Why, I am past my gamut long ago.
Yet read the gamut of Hortensia.
Gamut, I am the ground of all accord, to plead Hortensia's passion. Be me, Biancho, take her for thy lady. Si fa ut, that loves with all affection, D, sol, re, one clef, 2 notes have I, E, la, mi, show pity or I die. Call you this a gamut? Tut, I like it not. Old fashions please me best. I am not so nice to change true rules for odd inventions.
Enter a messenger.
Sir, your mother prays you leave your books and help to dress your brother's chamber. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet mistresses both, I must be gone.
Exeunt Biancho and messenger.
Faith, sir, that I have no cause to stay.
Exit.
But I have cause to pry into this pedant. Methinks she looks as though she were in love. Yet if thy thoughts, Biancho, be so humble to cast thy wandering eyes on every stale, seize thee that list. If once I find thee ranging, Hortensia will be quit with thee by changing.
Exit. Act 3, Scene 2. Enter Baptista, Gremia, Trania, Catherine, Biancho, Lucentia, and others, attendants.
Signora Lucentia, 'tis the appointed day that Catherine and Petruchia should be married. And yet we hear not of our daughter-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to want the bride when the priest attends to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage? What says Lucentia to this shame of ours?
No shame but mine. I must forsooth be forced to give my hand opposed against my heart unto a mad-brained rudesby full of spleen, who wooed in haste and means to wed at leisure. I told you why she was a frantic fool, hiding her bitter jests in blunt behaviors, and to be noted for a merry woman. She'll woo 1,000, point to the day of marriage, make feasts, invite friends, and proclaim the banns, yet never means to wed where she hath wooed. Now must the world point at poor Catherine and say, Lo, there is mad Petruchia's husband. If it would please her, come and marry him.
Patience, good Catherine, and Baptista too. Upon my life, Petruchia means but well. Whatever fortune stays her from her word, though she be but blunt, I know her passing wise. Though she be merry, yet withal she's honest.
Would Catherine never have seen her, though?
Exit weeping, followed by Biancho and others.
Go, boy. I cannot blame thee now to weep, for such an injury would vex a very saint, much more a shrew of thy impatient nature.
Enter Biondella.
Mistress, mistress, news! Old news, and such news as you never heard of.
Is it new and old too? How may that be?
Why, is it not news to hear of Petruchia's coming?
Oh, is she come?
Why, no, madam.
What then?
She is coming.
Oh, when will she be here?
When she stands where I am and sees you there.
But say, what to thine old news?
Why, Petruchia is coming in a new hat and an old jerkin, a pair of old breeches thrice turned, a pair of boots that would have candle cases, one buckled, another laced, an old rusty sword ta'en out of the town armory, with a broken hilt and chapeless, with 2 broken points, her horse hit, with an old mothy saddle and stirrups of no kindred, besides, possessed with the glanders and like to mows in the chine, troubled with lampass, infected with the fashions, full of windgalls, sped with spavins, rayed with yellows, past cure of the fives, stark spoiled with the staggers, benon with the bots, swayed in the back and shoulder shotten, near-legged before, and with a half-checked bit and a headstall of a sheep's leather, which, being restrained to keep him from stumbling, hath been often burst and now repaired with knots, one girth 6 times pierced, and a man's crupper of velour, which hath 2 letters for his name fairly set down in studs, and here and there pierced with pack-thread.
Who comes with her?
Oh, madam, her lackey, for all the world caparisoned like the horse, with a linen stock on one leg and a kersey boot horse on the other, gartered with a red and blue list, an old hat, and the humor of 40 fancies pricked in for a feather. A monster, a very monster in apparel, and not like a Christian foot girl or a gentlewoman's lackey.
'Tis some odd humors pricked her to this fashion, yet oftentimes she goes but mean apparelled.
I'm glad she's come, howsoe'er she comes.
Why, madam, she comes not.
Didst thou not say she comes?
Who? That Petruchia came?
Aye, that Petruchia came.
No, madam, I say her horse comes, with her on its back.
Why, that's all one.
Nay, by Saint Jamie, I hold you a penny, a horse and a woman is more than one, and yet not many.
Enter Petruchia and Grumio.
Come, where be these gallants? Who's at home?
You are welcome, madam.
And yet I come not well.
And yet you halt not.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
Were it better, should I rest in thus? But where is Kate? Where's my lovely bridegroom? How does my mother? Gentles, methinks you frown, and wherefore gaze this goodly company, as if they saw some wondrous monument, some comet or unusual prodigy?
Madam, you know this is your wedding day. First, we were sad, fearing you would not come. Now sadder that you come so unprovided. Fie, doff this habit, shame to your estate, an eyesore to our solemn festival.
Tell us what occasion Asian of import hath all so long detained you from and sent you hither so unlike yourself.
Tedious it were to tell, and harsh to hear. Sufficeth, I am come to keep my word, though in some part enforced to digress, which at more leisure I will so excuse, as you shall be well satisfied withal. But where's Kate? I stay too long from him. The morning wears, 'tis time we were at church.
See not your bridegroom in these unreverent robes. Go to my chamber, put on clothes of mine.
Not I, believe me. Thus I'll visit him.
But thus, I trust, you will not marry him.
Good sooth, even thus. Therefore have done with words. To me he's married, not unto my clothes. Could I repair what he will wear in me, as I can change these poor accoutrements? 'Twere well for Kate and better for myself. But what a fool am I to chat with you, when I should bid good morrow to my bridegroom, and seal the title with a lovely kiss.
And exeunt Petruchia and Grumio.
She hath some meaning in her mad attire. We will persuade her, be it possible, to put on better ere she go to church.
I'll after her, and see the event of this.
Exeunt Baptista, Gremia, and attendants.
But mistress, love concerneth us to add, his mother's liking which to bring to pass, as before I imparted to your worship. I am to get a woman, whatever she be. It skills not much, will fit her to our turn, and she shall be Vincentia of Pisa, and make assurance here in Padua of greater sums than I have promised. So shall you quietly enjoy your hope, and marry sweet Biancho with consent.
Were it not that my fellow schoolmistress doth watch Biancho's steps so narrowly, 'twere good, methinks, to steal our marriage, which once performed, let all the world say no. I'll keep mine own, despite of the world.
That by degrees we mean to look into, and watch our vantage in this business. We'll overreach the gray-hair Gremia, the narrow prying mother Minola, the quaint musician amorous Licia, all for my mistress's sake, Lucentia. Signor Gremia, came you from the church?
Oh, as willingly as ere I came from school.
And is the bride and bridegroom coming home?
A bride, say you? Oh, 'tis a bride indeed, a grumbling bride, and that the boy shall find.
Herster than he. Why, 'tis impossible.
Why, she's a devil, a very fiend.
Why, he's a devil, the very fiend, the very devil.
Oh, tut, he's a lamb, a dove, a fool to her. I'll tell you, Madam Lucentia, when the priest should ask if Catherine should be her husband, "Aye, by God's wounds," quoth she, and swore so loud that, all amazed, the priest let fall the book. And as she stooped again to take it up, this mad-brained bride took her such a cuff that down fell priest and book and priest. "Oh, now take them up," quoth she, "if any list."
What said the boy when she rose again?
Oh, trembled and shook, for why, she stamped and swore as if the vicar meant to cozen her. But after many ceremonies done, she calls for wine. "A health," quoth she, as if she had been aboard carousing to her mates after a storm, quaffed off the muscatel, and threw the sops all in the sexton's face, having no other reason but that his beard grew thin and hungerly, and seemed to ask her sops as she was drinking. This done, she took the bridegroom about the neck, and kissed his lips with such a clamorous smack, that at the parting all the church did echo. And I, seeing this, came thence for very shame, and after me I know all the church, all the rout is coming. Such a mad marriage never was before. Oh, hark, hark, I hear the minstrels play.
Music plays. Enter Petruchia, Kate, Biancho, Hortensia, disguised as Licia, Baptista, Grumio, and others.
You're muted.
What's that you say, friend?
Ladies and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you think to dine with me today and have prepared great store of wedding cheer. But so it is, my haste doth call me hence, and therefore here I mean to take my leave.
Is it possible you will away tonight?
I must away today, before night come. Make it no wonder. If you knew my business, you would entreat me rather go than stay. And honest company, I thank you all, that have beheld me give away myself to this most patient, sweet, and virtuous husband. Dine with my mother, drink a health to me, for I must hence, and farewell to you all.
Let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
Well, let me entreat you.
It cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content you shall entreat me to stay, but yet not stay. Entreat me how you can.
Now, if you love me, stay.
Grumio, my horse.
Aye, mistress, they be ready, the oats have eaten the horses.
Nay then, do what thou canst, I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow, not till I please myself. The door is open, madam, there lies your way. You may be jogging while your boots are green. For me, I'll not be gone till I please myself.
Oh, Kate, content thee. Prithee, be not angry.
I will be
angry. What hast...
I will be angry. What hast thou to do? Mother, be quiet. She shall stay my leisure.
Oh, I marry, madam. Now it begins to work.
Ladies, forward to the bridegroom's dinner. I see a man may be made a fool if he had not a spirit to resist.
They shall go forward, Kate, at thy command. Obey the bridegroom, that you that attend on him. Go to the feast, revel and domineer, carouse full measure to his virginity, be mad and merry, or go hang yourselves. But for my bonny Kate, he must with me. Nay, look not big, nor stamp, nor stare, nor fret. I will be mistress of what is mine own. He is my goods, my chattels, he is my house, my household stuff, my field, my barn, my horse, my ox, my ass, my anything. And here he stands. Touch him, whoever dare. I'll bring mine action on the proudest she that stops my way in Padua. Grumio, draw forth thy weapon. We are beset with thieves. Rescue thy master, if thou be my man. Fear not, sweet boy, they shall not touch thee, Kate. I'll buckler thee against a million.
Exeunt Petruchia, Catherine, and Grumio.
Oh, nay, let them go. A couple of quiet ones.
Oh, went they not quickly, I should die with laughing.
Of all mad matches, never was the like.
Young sir, what's your opinion of your brother?
That being mad himself, he's madly made it.
Oh, I warrant her, Petruchia is cated.
Neighbors and friends, though bride and bridegroom wants for supply the places at the table, you know there wants no junkets at the feast. Lucentia, you shall supply the bride's place, and let Biancho take his brother's room.
Shall sweet Biancho practice how to groom it?
He shall, Lucentia. Come, ladies, let's go.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 3. Enter Grumio.
Fie! Fie on all tired jades, on all mad mistresses, on all foul ways. Was ever man so beaten? Was ever man so rayed? Was ever man so weary? I am sent before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warm them. Now were I not a little pot, and soon hot, my very lips might freeze to my teeth, my tongue to the roof of my mouth, my heart in my belly, ere I should come by a fire to thaw me. But I with blowing the fire shall warm myself, for considering the weather, a taller man than I will take cold. Ho, Curtis!
Enter Curtis.
Who is that called so coldly?
A piece of ice. If thou doubt it, thou might slide from my shoulder to my heel, with no greater run but my head and my neck. A fire, good Curtis.
Is my mistress and her husband coming, Grumio?
Oh, I, Curtis. I, and therefore fire. Fire casts no water. Is he so...
Is he so hot a shrew as he's reported?
He was good, Curtis. Before this frost, but thou knowest winter tames woman, man, and beast, for it hath tamed my old mistress and my new master and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, you 3-inch fool. I am no beast.
Am I but 3 inches? Why, thy horn is a foot, and so long am I at the least. But wilt thou make a fire, or shall I complain on to thee to our master, whose hand he being now at hand, thou shalt soon feel, to thy cold comfort, for being slow in thy hot office?
I prithee, good Grumio, tell me, how goes the world?
A cold world, Curtis, in every office but thine, and therefore fire. Do thy duty, and have thy duty, for my mistress and masters are almost frozen to death.
There's fire ready, and therefore, good Grumio, the news.
Why, Jill, girl, ho, girl, and as much news as wilt thou.
Come, you are so full of conny catching.
Why, therefore, fire, for I have caught extreme cold. Where's the cook? Is supper ready? The house trimmed, rushes strewed, cobweb swept? The serving men in their new fustian, the white stockings, and every officer his wedding garment on. Be the jacks fair within, the Jills fair without, the carpets laid, and everything in order?
All ready, and therefore, I pray thee, news.
First know, my horse is tired, my mistress and master fallen out.
How?
Out of their saddles into the dirt, and thereby hangs a tale.
Let's hide, good Grumio.
Lend thine ear.
Here?
There.
Strikes her.
This 'tis to feel a tale, not hear a tale.
And therefore 'tis called sensible tale, and this cuff was but to knock at your ear and beseech listening. Now I begin. Imprimis we came down a foul hill, my master riding behind my mistress.
Both on one horse?
What's that to thee?
Why, a horse.
Oh, tell thou the tale. But hast thou not crossed me, thou shouldst have heard how his horse fell, and he under his horse. Thou shouldst have heard in how a miry a place, how he was bemoiled, how she left him with the horse upon him, how she beat me because his horse stumbled, how he waded through the dirt to pluck her off me, how she swore, how he prayed that never prayed before, how I cried, how the horses ran away, how this bridle was burst, how I lost my crupper, with many things of worthy memory, which shall now die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
By this reckoning, she is more shrew than he.
Aye, and that thou and the proudest of you all shall find when she comes home. But what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Joseph, Nicholas, Philip, Walter, Sugarsop, and the rest. Let their heads be slickly combed, their blue coats brushed, and their garters of an indifferent knit. Let them curtsy with their left legs, and not presume to touch a hair of my mistress' horsetail till they kiss their hands. Are they all ready?
They are.
Call them forth.
Do you hear, ho? You must meet my mistress to countenance my master.
Why, he hath a face of his own.
Who knows not that?
Thou it seems that calls for company to countenance him.
I call them forth to credit him.
Enter 4 or 5 serving men.
Why, he comes to borrow nothing of them.
Welcome home, Grumio.
How now, Grumio?
What? Grumio!
Fellow Grumio!
How now, old lass?
Welcome you. How now you? What you, fellow you? And thus much for greeting. Now my spruce companions is all ready and all things neat.
All things is ready. How near is our mistress?
E'en at hand. Alighted by this, and therefore be not... Cock's passion, silence! I hear my mistress.
Enter Petruchia and Kate.
Where be these knaves? What, no man at door to hold my stirrup, nor to take my horse? Where is Nathaniel, Gregory, Philip?
Here, mistress, here.
Mistress, here.
Here.
Here, mistress, here, mistress, you logger-headed and unpolished grooms. What? No attendance? No regard, no duty? Where is the foolish knave I sent before?
Here, Faith, as foolish as I was before.
You peasant swain, you horse and mauled horse drudge, did I not bid thee meet me in the park and bring along these rascal knaves with thee?
Nathaniel's coat, madam, was not fully made, and Gabriel's pumps were all unpinked i' the heel. There was no link to Peter's hat, and Walter's dagger was not come from sheathing. There were none fine but Adam, Rafe, and Gregory. The rest were ragged, old, and beggarly. Yet as they are, here are they come to meet you.
Go, rascals, go, and fetch my supper in.
Exeunt serving men.
Where is the life that late I led? Where are those? Sit down, Kate, and welcome. Food, 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 food!
They
Why,
sit.
when I say, nay, good, sweet Kate, be merry. Off with my boots, you rogues, you villains, when?
A servant takes off her boot.
It was the friar of orders gray, as she forth walked on her way. Out, you rogue, you pluck my foot awry. Take that and mend the plucking of the other.
Kicks him.
Be merry, Kate, some water here. What ho?
Enter one with water.
Where's my spaniel Troilus? Sirrah, get you hence, and bid my cousin Ferdinand come hither. One, Kate, that you must kiss and be acquainted with. Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Come, Kate, and wash and welcome heartily.
Servant spills water.
You whoreson villain! Will you let it fall?
Strikes the servant.
Patience, I pray you, 'twas a fault unwilling.
A horse and beetle-headed flap-eared knave! Come, Kate, sit down. I know you have a stomach. Will you give thanks, sweet Kate, or else shall I? What's this? Mutton?
I.
Who brought it?
I.
'Tis burnt, and so is all the meat. What dogs are these? Where is the rascal cook? How durst you, villain, bring it from the dresser and serve it thus to me that love it not? There, take it to you, trenchers, cups and all.
Throws the meat and dishes at them.
You heedless joltheads and unmannered slaves! What, do you grumble? I'll be with you straight.
I pray you, wife, be not so disquiet. The meat was well if you were so contented.
I tell thee, Kate, 'twas burnt and dried away, and I expressly am forbid to touch it, for it engenders choler, plaintive anger, and better 'twere that both of us did fast, since of ourselves are choleric, than feed it with such over-roasted flesh. Be patient, tomorrow shall be mended, and for this night we'll fast for company. Come, I will bring thee to thy wedding chamber.
Exeunt. Enter servants severally.
Peter, didst ever see the like?
She kills him in his own humor.
Where is she?
Enter Curtis, a servant.
In his chamber, making a sermon of contentancy to him, and rails and swears and rates that he, poor soul, knows not which way to stand, to look, to speak, and sits as one new risen from a dream. Away, for she is coming hither.
Exeunt. Enter Petruchia.
Thus have I politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon now is sharp and passing empty. Until he stoop, he must not be full gorged, for then he never looks upon his lure. Another way I have to man my falcon, to make him come and know his keeper's call. That is to watch him as we watch these kites that bait and beat and will not be obedient. He eat no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night he slept not, nor tonight he shall not. As with meat, some undeserved fault, I'll find about the making of the bed, and here I'll fling the pillow, there the bolster, this way the coverlet, another way the sheets. Aye, and amid this hurly I intend that all is done in reverent care of him. And in conclusion, he shall watch all night, and if he chance to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with the clamor keep him still awake. This is a way to kill a husband with kindness, and thus I'll curb his mad and headstrong humor. She that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let her speak, 'tis charity to show.
Exit. We will now be taking a Shrew. Act 3, Scene 4. Enter Trania and Hortensia.
Is it possible, friend Licia, that Master Biancho doth fancy any other but Lucentia? I tell you, friend, he bears me fair in hand.
Madam, to satisfy you in what I have said, stand by and mark the manner of your teaching.
Enter Biancho and Lucentia.
Now, master, profit you in what you read?
What, mistress, read you? First resolve me that.
I read that I profess the art to love.
And may you prove then, mistress of your art.
While you, sweet dear, prove master of my heart.
Quick, proceeders, marry. Now tell me, I pray, you that durst swear that your master Biancho loved none in the world so well as Lucentia.
Oh, despiteful love, unconstant mankind! I tell ye, Licia, this is wonderful.
Mistake no more. I am not, Licia, nor a musician, as I seem to be, but one that scorned to live in this disguise. For such a one as leaves a gentlewoman, and makes so much of such a harlotry, know, friend, that I am called Hortensia.
Signor Hortensia, I have often heard of your entire affection to Biancho, and since mine eyes are witness of your lightness, I will with you, if you be so contented, forswear Biancho and his love forever.
See how they kiss in court? Signor Lucentia, here is my hand, and here I firmly vow never to woo him more, but do forswear him, as one unworthy all the former favors that I have fondly flattered him withal.
And here I take the like unfeigned oath, never to marry with him, though he would entreat. Fie on him, see how beastly he doth court her.
Would all the world but she had quite forsworn. For me, that I may surely keep mine oath, I will be married to a wealthy widower, ere 3 days pass, which hath as long loved me as I have loved this proudly disdainful lewdster. And so farewell, Signora Lucentia. Kindness in men, not their beauteous looks, shall win my love. And so I take my leave, in resolution as I swore before.
Exit.
Master Biancho, bless you with such grace as longeth to a lover's blessed case. Nay, I have taken you napping, gentle love, and have forsworn you with Hortensia.
Trania, you jest. But have you both forsworn me?
Master, we have.
And we are rid of Lydia.
In faith, she'll have a lusty widower now, that shall be wooed and wedded in a day.
God give her joy.
Aye, and she'll tame him.
She says so, Trania.
Faith, she is gone unto the taming school.
The taming school. What, is there such a place?
Aye, master, and Petruchia is the mistress, that teacheth the tricks 11 and 20 long to tame a shrew and charm his chattering tongue.
Enter Biondella.
Oh, mistress, mistress, I have watched so long that I am dog weary. But at last I spied a timely angel coming down the hill. Will serve the turn.
What is she, Biondella?
Mistress, a merchantant or a pendant? I know not what, but formal in apparel, in gait and countenance, surely like a mother.
And whatever, Trania?
If she be credulous and trust my tale, I'll make her glad to seem Vincentia and give her assurance to Baptista Minola, as if she were the right Vincentia. Take in your love, and then let me alone.
Exeunt Lucentia and Biancho. Enter a pedant.
God save you, madame.
And you, friend, you are welcome. Travel you far on, or are you at your farthest?
Madame, at the farthest for a week or two, but then up farther, as far as Rome, and so to Tripoli, if God lend me a life.
What countrywoman, I pray?
Of a Mantua.
of Mantua, madam. Marry, God forbid, and come to Padua careless of your life?
My life, madame. How, I pray, for that goes hard.
'Tis death for anyone in Mantua to come to Padua. Know you not the cause? Your ships are stayed at Venice, and the Duchess, for private quarrel twixt your Duchess and her, hath published and proclaimed it openly. Just marvel but that you are but newly come. You might have heard it else proclaimed about.
Alas, friend, it is worse for me than so, for I have bills for money by exchange from Florence, and must deliver them.
Well, friend, to do you courtesy, this will I do, and this I will advise you. First tell me, have you ever been to Pisa?
Why, yes, in Pisa I have often been. Pisa renowned for grave citizens.
Among them know you one Vincentia?
I know her not, but I have heard of her. A merchant of incomparable wealth.
She is my mother, friend, and sooth to say, in countenance, somewhat doth resemble you.
As much as an apple doth an oyster, and all one.
To save your life, and in this extremity, this favor will I do you for her sake, and think it not the worst of all your fortunes that you are like to Madam Vincentia. Her name and credit shall you undertake, and in my house you shall be friendly lodged. Look that you take upon you as you should. You understand me then? So shall you stay till you have done your business in the city. If this be courtesy, friend, accept of it.
Indeed, I do, and I will repute you ever the champion of my life and liberty.
Then go with me to make the matter good. This, by the way, I let you understand. My mother is here looked for every day to pass assurance of a dower in a marriage twixt me and one Baptista's son here. In all these circumstances, I'll instruct you. Go with me to clothe you as becomes you.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Catherine and Grumio.
No, no, forsooth, I dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more her spite appears. What, did she marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my mother's door upon entreaty have a present alms, if not, elsewhere they meet with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, nor never needed that I should entreat, am starved for meat, giddy for lack of sleep, with oaths kept waking and with brawling fed. And that which spites me more than all these wants, she does it under the name of perfect love. As who should say, if I should eat or sleep, 'twere deadly sickness or else present death. I prithee, go and get me some repast. I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
What say you to neat's foot?
'Tis passing good, I prithee let me have it.
I fear 'tis too choleric a meat. How say you to fat tripe, finely broiled?
I like it well, good Grumio, fetch it me.
I cannot tell, I fear 'tis choleric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish that I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard is too hot a little.
Why then, the beef, and let the mustard rest.
Oh, nay, then I will not. You shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef of me, Grumio.
Then both, or one, or anything thou wilt.
Why then the mustard without the beef?
Go, get thee gone, thou false deluding slave, that feedst me with the very name of meat. Sorrow on thee and all the pack of you that triumph thus upon my misery. Go, get thee gone, I say.
Enter Petruchia and Hortensia with meat.
How fares my Kate? What, sweeting all mort?
Master, what cheer?
Faith, as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits. Look cheerfully upon me. Here, love, seest how diligent I am to dress thy meat myself and bring it thee. I'm sure, sweet Kate, this kindness merits thanks. What? Not a word? Nay then thou lovest it not, and all my pains is sorted to no proof. Here, take away this dish.
I pray you let it stand.
The poorest service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine, before you touch the meat.
I thank you, madam.
Signora Petruchia, fie, you are to blame. Come, dearest Kate, I'll bear you company.
Eat it up all, Hortensia, if thou lovest me. Much good it do unto thy gentle heart. Kate, eat apace. And now, my honey love, will we return unto thy mother's house, and revel it as bravely as the best, with silken coats and caps, and golden rings, with ruffs and cuffs, and fartingales and things, with scarves and fans, and double change of bravery, with amber bracelets, beads, and all this knavery. What? Hast thou dined? The tailor stays thy leisure, to deck thy body with his ruffling treasure.
Enter tailor with a gown.
Come, tailor, let us see these ornaments.
Enter haberdasher with a hat.
Lay forth the gown. What news with you?
Here is the cap your worship did bespeak.
Why, this was molded on a porringer, a velvet dish. Fie, fie, 'tis lewd and filthy. Why, 'tis a cockle or a walnut shell, a knack, a toy, a trick, a baby's cap. Away with it. Come, let me have a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This doth fit the time, and gentlemen do wear caps as these.
When you are gentle, you shall have one too, and not till then.
That will not be in haste.
Why, wife, I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I will. I am no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me say my mind, and if you cannot, best stop your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break. And rather than it stall, I will be free, even to the uttermost as I please in words.
Why, thou say'st true. It is a paltry cap, a custard coffin, a bauble, a silken pie. I love thee well, in that thou likest it not.
Love me or love me not, I like the cap, and I will have it, or I will have none.
Thy gown? Why, aye. Come, tailor, let us see it. Oh, mercy, God! What masking stuff is here? What's this, a sleeve? 'Tis like a demi-cannon. What, up and down carved like an apple tart? Here snip and nip and cut and slish and slash, like to a censer in a barber's shop. Why, what's a devil's name, tailor, call'st thou this?
I see he's like to have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it orderly and well, according to the fashion and the time.
Marry, and did. But if you be remembered, I did not bid you mar it to the time. Go, hop me over every kennel home, for you shall hop without my custom, sir. I'll none of it. Hence, make your best of it.
I never saw a better fashioned gown. More quaint, more pleasing, nor more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me.
Why, true, she means to make a puppet of thee.
He says your worship means to make a puppet of him.
Oh, monstrous arrogance! Thou liest! Thou thread! Thou thimble! Thou yard, 3/4, half yard, quarter nail! Thou flea! Thou knit! Thou winter cricket! Thou! You're braved in mine own house with a skein of thread! Away, thou rag! Thou quantity! Thou remnant! Or shall so be met thee with thy yard, as thou shalt think on praying whilst thou livest? I tell thee that thou hast marred this gown.
Your worship is a Steve. The gown is made just as my mistress had direction. Grumio gave order how it should be done.
I gave her no order. I gave her the stuff.
But how did you desire it should be made?
Marry, sir, with needle and thread.
But you did not request to have it cut?
Thou hast faced many things.
I have.
Face not me. Thou hast braved many, brave not me. I will neither be face nor brave. I say unto thee, I bid thy mistress cut out the gown, but I did not bid her cut it to pieces, ergo thou liest.
Why, here's a note of the fashion to testify.
Read it.
The note lies in throat if he say I said so.
Impetus, a loose-bodied gown.
Mistress, if ever I said loose-bodied gown, sew me in the skirts of it and beat me to death with a bottom of brown thread. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With small compassed cape.
I confess the cape.
With a trunk sleeve.
I confess 2 sleeves.
and the sleeves curiously cut.
Aye, there's the villainy.
Error i the bill, sir, error i the bill. I commanded the sleeves should be cut out and sewed up again, and that I'll prove upon thee, though thy little finger be armed in a thimble.
This is not true that I say, and I had thee in place where the outside should know it.
I am for thee straight. Take thou the bill, give me the meat yard, and spare me not.
God a mercy, Grumio, then he shall have no odds.
Well, sir, in brief, the gown is not for me.
You are i' the right, mistress, 'tis for my master.
Go, take it up unto thy mistress's use.
Villain, not for thy life. Take up my master's gown for the mistress' use.
Why, sir, what is your conceit in that?
Oh, mistress, the conceit is deeper than you think for. Take up my master's gown to his mistress' use? Oh, fie, fie, fie!
Hortensia, say thou wilt see the tailor paid. Go, take it hence. Be gone and say no more.
Tailor, I'll pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness of her hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy mistress.
Exit Taylor.
Well, come, my Kate, we will lend to your mothers, even in these honest, mean habiliments. Our purses shall be proud, our garments poor, for 'tis the mind that makes the body rich. And as the sun breaks through the darkest clouds, so honor peereth in the meanest habit. What, is the jay more precious than the lark because her feathers are more beautiful? Or is the adder better than the eel because her painted skin contents the eye? Oh no, good Kate, neither art thou the worse for this poor furniture and mean array. If thou account'st it shame, lay on me, and therefore frolic. We will henceforth to feast and sport us at thy mother's house. Go, call thy men and let us straight to her, and bring our horses unto Long Lane End. There will we mount, and thither walk on foot. Let's see, I think 'tis now some 7 o'clock, and well, we may come there by dinner time.
I dare assure you, wife, 'tis almost 2. It will be supper time ere you come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. Look what I speak, or do, or think to do. You are still crossing it. Sirs, let it alone. I will not go today, and ere I do, it shall be what o'clock I say it is.
Why, so Petruchia will command the sun.
Exeunt. Act 4, Scene 2. Enter Trania, disguised as Lucentia, and the pedant dressed like Vincentia, booted and bareheaded.
Madam, this is the house. Please it you that I call?
Aye, what else? And but I be deceived, Signora Baptista may remember me near 20 years ago in Genoa while we were ledgers at the Pegasus.
'Tis well, and hold your own, in any case, with such austerity as longeth to a mother.
Enter Biondella.
I warrant you, but look, here comes your girl. 'Twere good she were schooled.
Fear you not her. Wench Biondella, now do your duty thoroughly, I advise you. Imagine 'twere the right Vincentia.
Tut, fear me not.
But hast thou done thy errand to Baptista?
I told her that your mother was at Venice, and that you looked for her this day in Padua.
Thou art a tall lass. Hold thee that to drink.
Gives money.
Here comes Baptista. Set your countenance, miss.
Enter Baptista and Lucentia.
Signora Baptista, you are happily met. Madam, this is the gentlewoman I told you of. I pray you, stand good mother to me now. Give me Bianca for my matrimony.
Soft, daughter. Signora, by your leave, having come to Padua to gather in some debts, my daughter Lucentia made me acquainted with a weighty cause of love between your son and herself. And for the good report I hear of you, and for the love she beareth your son, and he to her, to stay here not too long. I am content, in a good mother's care, to have her matched. And if you please to like no worse than I Upon some agreement, me shall find you ready and willing with one consent to have him so bestowed. For curious I cannot be with you, Signora Baptista, of who I hear so well.
Madame, pardon me in what I have to say. Your plainness and your shortness please me well. Right true it is, your child Lucentia here doth love my son, and he loveth her, or both dissemble deeply their affections. And therefore, if you say no more than this, that like a mother you will deal with her and pass Biancho a sufficient dower, the match is made, and all is done. My son shall be your daughter's with consent.
I thank you, madam. Where then do you know best will be affied in such assurance ta'en, as shall with either part's agreement stand?
Not in my house, Lucentia, for you know pitchers have ears, and I have many servants. Besides, old Gremia is hearkening still, and haply we might be interrupted.
Then at my lodging, and it like you. There doth my mother lie, and there, this night, we'll pass the business privately as well. Send for your son by your servant here.
Indicates Lucentia and winks at her.
My girl shall fetch the scrivener presently. The worst is this, that at so slender a warning, you are like to have a thin and slender pittance.
It likes me well. Cambia, hie you home and bid Biancho make him ready straight. And if you will, tell him what hath happened. Lucentia's mother is arrived in Padua, and how he is like to be Lucentia's husband.
Exit Lucentia.
I pray the gods he may with all my heart.
Dally not with the gods, but get thee gone.
Exit Biondella, enter Peter.
Signora Baptista, shall I lead the way? Welcome! One mass is like to be your cheer. Madam, we will better it in Pisa.
I follow you.
Exeunt Trania, Pedant, and Baptista. Enter Lucentia, disguised as Cambia, and Biondella.
Cambia!
What sayest thou, Biondella?
You saw my mistress wink and laugh upon you?
Biondella, what of that?
Faith, nothing, but has left me here behind to expound the meaning or moral of her signs and tokens.
I pray thee, moralize them.
Then thus, Baptista is safe, talking with the deceiving mother of a deceitful daughter.
And what of her?
Her son is to be brought by you to the supper.
And then?
The old priest at St. Luke's church is at your command at all hours.
And what of all this?
I cannot tell, except that they are busied and about a counterfeit assurance. Take you assurance of him. Cum prelegio ad imprendium solum. To the church, take the priest, clerk, and some sufficient honest witnesses. If this be not that you look for, I have no more to say, but bid Biancho farewell forever and a day.
Carest thou, Biondella?
I cannot tarry. I knew a boy married in an afternoon as he went to the garden for parsley to stuff a rabbit, and so may you. And so, adieu. My mistress hath appointed me to go to St. Luke's to bid the priest be ready to come against you. Come with your appendix.
Exit.
I may and will, if he be so contented. He will be pleased, then wherefore should I doubt? Hap what hap may, I'll roundly go about him. I shall go hard if Cambia go without him.
Exit. Act 4, Scene 3. Enter Petruchia, Kate, Hortensia, and servants.
Come on, a God's name, once more toward our mothers. Good Lord, how bright and goodly shines the moon.
The moon? The sun, it is not moonlight now.
I say it is the moon that shines so bright.
I say it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my father's daughter, and that's myself, it shall be moon, or star, or what I list, for ere I journey to your mother's house. Go on, and fetch our horses back again, evermore crossed and crossed, nothing but crossed.
Say as she says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far, and be it moon or sun or what you please. And if you please to call it a rush candle, henceforth I vow it shall be so for me.
I say it is the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie. It is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed, it is the blessed sun, but sun it is not when you say it is not, and the moon changes even as your mind. What you will have it named, even that it is, and so it shall be so for Catherine.
Petruchia, go thy ways, the field is won.
Well, forward, forward, thus the bull should run, and not unluckily against the bias, but soft company is coming here.
Enter Vincentia.
Good morrow, gentle master. Where away? Tell me, sweet Kate, and tell me truly too. Hast thou beheld the fresher gentleman? Such war of white and red within his cheeks. What stars do spangle heaven with such beauty, as those two eyes become that heavenly face? Fair, lovely boy, once more good day to thee. Sweet Kate embraced him for his beauty's sake.
She will make the woman mad to make the man of her.
Young budding virgin, fair and fresh and sweet, whither away and where's thy abode? Happy the parents of so fair a child, happier the woman whom favorable stars allots thee for her lovely bedfellow.
Why, how now, Kate? I hope thou art not mad. This is a woman, old and wrinkled, faded, withered, and not a virgin as thou sayst she is.
Pardon, old mother, my mistaking eyes, that have been so bedazzled with the sun, that everything I look on seemeth green. Now I perceive thou art a reverend mother. Pardon, I pray thee, for my mad mistaking.
Do, good old grandam, and withal make known which way thou travellest, if along with us we shall be joyful of thy company.
Fair madam, and you, my merry boy, that with your strange encounter much amazed me. My name is called Vincentia, my dwelling Pisa, and bound I am to Padua, there to visit a daughter of mine whom I have long not seen.
What is her name?
Lucentia, gentle madam.
Happily met, the happier for thy daughter. And now by law, as well as reverend age, I may entitle thee my loving mother, the brother to my husband, this gentleman, thy daughter by this hath married. Wonder not, nor be grieved, he is of good esteem, his dowry wealthy and of worthy birth. Beside, so qualified as may beseem the spouse of any noble gentlewoman. Let me embrace with old Vincentia, and wander we to see thy honest daughter, who will of thy arrival be full joyous.
But is this true? Or is it else your pleasure, like pleasant travelers, to break a jest upon the company you overtake?
I do assure thee, mother, so it is.
Come, go along and see the truth hereof, for our first merriment hath made thee jealous.
Exeunt all but Hortensia.
Well, Petruchia, this has put me in heart. Have to my widower. If he be froward, then hast thou taught Hortensia to be untoward.
Exit. Act 4, Scene 4. Enter Biondella, Lucentia, and Biancho. Gremia is out before.
Softly and swiftly, mistress, for the priest is ready.
Fly, Biondella, but they may chance to need thee at home. Therefore, leave us.
Exit Lucentia with Biancho.
Faith, I'll see the church o'er your back, and then come back to my mistress as soon as I can.
Exit.
I marvel Cambia comes not all this while.
Enter Petruchia, Kate, Vincentia, Grumio, and with attendants.
Madam, here's the door. This is Lucentia's house. My mother's bears more toward the marketplace. Thither must I, and here I leave you.
You shall not choose but drink before you go. I think I shall command your welcome here, and by all likelihood some cheer is toward.
Knock.
Oh, they're busy within. You were best knock louder.
Pedant looks out of the window.
What is a she that knocks as she would beat down as a gate?
Is Signora Lucentia within, friend?
She is within, madame, but not to be spoken withal.
What if a woman bring her £100 or two to make merry withal?
Keep your £100 to yourself. She shall need none so long as I live.
Nay, I told your daughter was well beloved in Padua. Do you hear, madam? To leave frivolous circumstances, I pray you tell Signora Lucentia that her mother is come from Pisa and is here at the door to speak with her.
Thou liest. Her mother is come from Padua, and here are looking out the window.
Art thou her mother?
Aye, madam. So her father says, if I may believe him.
Why, how now, gentlewoman? Why, this is flat wickedness to take upon you another woman's name.
Lay a hands on the woman. I believe she means to cousin somebody in this city under my countenance.
Enter Biondella.
I have seen them in the church together. God send him good shipping. But who's here? Mine old mistress Vincentia. Now we are undone and brought to nothing.
Come hither, crack hemp.
I hope I may choose, ma'am.
Come hither, you baggage. What, have you forgot me?
Forgot you? No, madam. I could not forget you, for I never saw you before in all my life.
What, you notorious liar! Did thou never see thy mistress's mother, Vincentia?
What, my old worshipful old mistress? Yes, marry, madam, see where she looks out of the window.
Is so indeed.
She beats Biondella.
Help! 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 Here's a mad woman will murder me!
Exit.
Help, madam! Help, Signora Baptista!
Exit from above.
Prithee, Kate, let's stand aside and see the end of this controversy.
They stand aside. Enter pedant below with servants Baptista, Trania.
Madam, what are you that offer to beat my servant?
What am I, madam? Nay, what are you, madam? O immortal gods! O dissembler! A silken doublet, a velvet hose, a scarlet cloak, and a Copatin hat. Oh, I am undone! I am undone. While I play the good wife at home, my daughter and my servant spend all at the university.
How now? What's the matter?
What? Is the woman lunatic?
Madam, you seem a sober, ancient gentlewoman by your habit, but your words show you to be a madwoman. Why, madam, what cerns you if I wear pearl and gold? I thank my good mother I am able to maintain it.
Mother? Oh, liar! She is a sailmaker in Bergamo.
You mistake, madam. You mistake, madam. Pray, what do you think is her name?
Her name? As if I knew not her name. I have brought her up ever since she was 3 years old, and her name is Trania.
Away, away, mad ass. Her name is Lucentia, and she is mine only daughter, and heir to the lands of me, Signora Vincentia.
Lucentia? Oh, she hath murdered her mistress. Lay hold on her. I charge you in the Duchess's name. Oh, my daughter, my daughter. Tell me, thou devil, where is my daughter Lucentia?
Call forth an officer.
Enter an officer.
Carry this mad woman to the jail. Mother Baptista, I charge you see that she be forthcoming.
Carry me to the jail?
Stay, officer. She shall not go to prison.
Talk not, Signora Gremia. I say she shall go to prison.
Take heed, Signora Baptista, lest you be coney-catched in this business. I dare swear this is the right Vincentia.
Swear, if thou darest.
Nay, I dare not swear it.
Then thou wert best to say that I am not Lucentia?
Well, yes, I know thee to be Signora Lucentia.
Away with the dotard. To the jail with her.
Enter Biondella, Lucentia, and Biancho.
The strangers may be hailed and abused. Oh, monstrous liar.
Oh, we are spoiled, and yonder she is. Deny her, forswear her, or else we are all undone.
Exeunt Biondella, Trania, and Pedant, as fast as may be.
Pardon, sweet mother.
Lives my sweet daughter?
Pardon, dear mother.
How hast thou offended? Where is Lucentia?
Here is Lucentia, right daughter to the right Vincentia, that have by marriage made thy son mine, while counterfeit supposes bleared thine eye.
Well, here's packing, with a witness to deceive us all.
Where is that damned devil Trania that faced and braved me in this matter so?
Why, tell me, is not this my Cambia?
Cambia is changed into Lucentia.
Love wrought these miracles. Bianco's love made me exchange my state with Trania, while she did bear my countenance in the town, and happily I have arrived the last unto the wished haven of my bliss. What Trania did, myself enforced her to. Then pardon, sweet mother, for my sake.
I'll slit the liar's nose that would have sent me to jail.
But do you hear, madam? Have you married my son without asking my goodwill?
Fear not, Baptista. We will content you. Go to. But I will in to be revenged for this iniquity.
Exit. And I to sound the depth of this treachery.
Exit.
Look not pale, Bianco. Thy mother will not frown.
Exeunt Lucentia and Bianco.
My cake is dough, but I'll in among the rest, out of hope of all, but my share of the feast.
Exit.
Wife, let's follow to see the end of this ado.
First, kiss me, Kate, and we will.
What? In the midst of the street?
What? Art thou ashamed of me?
No, madam, God forbid, but ashamed to kiss.
Why, then let's home again. Come, Sirrah, let's away.
Nay, I will give thee a kiss. Now pray thee, love, stay.
Is not this well? Come, my sweet Kate. Better once than never, for never too late.
Exeunt. Act 5, Scene 1. Enter Baptista, Vincentia, Gremia, the pedant, Lucentia and Bianco, Petruchia, Catherine, Hortensia, Trania, Biondella, Grumio, and Widow, the serving men with Trania bringing in a banquet.
At last, though long, our jarring notes agree, and time it is, when raging war is done, to smile at scapes and perils overblown. My fair Bianco, bid my mother welcome, while I, with self-same kindness, welcome thine. Sister, Petruchia, brother, Catherine, and thou, Hortensia, with thy loving widower, feast with the best and welcome to my house. My banquet is to close our stomachs up. After great good cheer, I pray you sit down, for now we sit to chat as well as eat.
Nothing but sit and eat.
Padua affords this kindness, daughter Petruchia.
Padua affords nothing but what is kind.
For both our sakes, I would that that word were true.
Now for my life, Hortensia fears her widower.
Then never trust me if I be afeared.
You are very sensible, and yet you miss my sense. I mean, Hortensia is afeared of you.
She that is giddy thinks the world turns round.
Roundly replied.
How mean you that?
Thus I conceive by her.
Conceives by me? How likes Hortensia that?
My widower says, thus he conceives his tale.
Very well mended. Kiss her for that, good widow.
She that is giddy thinks the world turns round. I pray you tell me what you meant by that.
Your wife, being troubled with a shrew, measures my wife's sorrow by her woe, and now you know my meaning.
A very mean meaning.
Right, I mean you.
And I am mean indeed, respecting you.
To him, Kate.
To him, widower.
100 marks, my Kate does put him down.
That's my office.
Spoke like an officer. Ha! To thee, lass.
Drinks to Hortensia.
How likes Gremia these quick-witted folks?
Believe me, friend, they butt together well.
Head and butt. An hasty-witted body would say your head and butt were head and horn.
Oh, sorry. I, Master Groom, hath that awakened you?
Aye, but not frighted me. Therefore I'll sleep again.
Nay, that you shall not. Since you have begun, Have at you for a bitter jest or two.
Am I your bird? I mean to shift my bush and then pursue me as you draw your bow. You are welcome all.
Exeunt Biancho, Catherine, and Widow.
He has prevented me. Here, Signora Trania, this bird you aimed at, though you hit him not, therefore a health to all that shot and missed.
Makes a toast.
Oh, madam, Lucentia slipped me like her greyhound, which runs herself and catches for her mistress.
A good, swift simile, but something curious.
'Tis well, madam, that you hunted for yourself. 'Tis thought your deer does hold you at a bay.
Oh, Petruchia, Trania hits you now.
I thank thee for that good gird, good Trania.
Confess, hath she not hit you here?
She has a little galled me, I confess. And as the jest did glance away from me, 'tis 10 to 1 it maimed you two outright.
Now in good sadness, daughter Petruchia, I think thou hast the veriest shrew of all.
Well, I say no, and therefore, for assurance, let's each one send unto her husband, and she whose husband is most obedient, to come at first when she doth send for him, shall win the wager which we will propose.
Content? What's the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns! I'll venture so much of my hawk or hound, but 20 times so much upon my husband.
100 then.
Content.
A match, 'tis done.
Who shall begin?
That will I. Go, Biondella. Bid your master come to me.
I go.
Exit.
Daughter, I'll be your half, Biancho comes.
I'll have no halves. I'll bear it all myself.
Enter Biondella.
How now? What news?
Madam, my master sends you word that he is busy and he cannot come.
Ooh. How? He's busy and he cannot come. Is that an answer?
Oh, aye, and a kind one too. Pray God your husband send you not a worse.
I hope better.
Wench, Biondella, go and entreat my husband to come to me forthwith.
Exit Biondella.
Oh, entreat him. Nay, then he must needs come.
I am afraid, madam. Do what you can.
Enter Biondella.
Yours will not be entreated. Now, where's my husband?
He says you have some goodly jest in hand. He will not come. He bids you come to him.
Worse and worse, he will not come. Oh, vile, intolerable, not to be endured. Sir Grumio, go to your master. Say, I command him to come to me.
Exit Grumio.
I know his answer.
What?
He will not.
The fouler fortune mine, and there an end.
Enter Catherine.
Now, by my holy dame, here comes Catherine.
What is your will, madam, that you sent for me?
Where is your brother and Hortensia's husband?
They sit conferring by the parlor fire.
Go fetch them hither. If they deny to come, swinge me them soundly forth into their wives. Away, I say, and bring them hither straight.
Exit Catherine.
Here's a wonder if you talk of a wonder.
And so it is. I wonder what it bodes.
Merry peace it bodes, and love and quiet life, and awful rule and right supremacy. And to be short, what's not that sweet and happy?
Now fair befall thee, good Petruchia, the wager thou hast won, and I will add unto their losses 20,000 crowns, another dowry to another son, for he is changed as he had never been.
Nay, I will win my wager better yet, and show more sign of his obedience, his new-built virtue and obedience.
Enter Kate, Biancho, and Widow.
See where he comes and brings your froward husbands as prisoners to his manly persuasion. Catherine, That cap of yours becomes you not. Off with that bauble. Underfoot.
Kate throws the cap on the ground.
Lady, let me never have cause to sigh till I be brought to such a silly pass.
Fie! What a foolish duty call you this?
I would your duty were as foolish too. The wisdom of your duty, fair Biancho, hath cost me 500 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you for laying on my duty.
Catherine, I charge thee, tell these headstrong men what duty they do owe their ladies and wives.
Come, you're mocking. We will have no telling.
Come on, I say, and first begin with him.
He shall not.
I say he shall, and first begin with him.
Fie! Unknit that threatening unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lady, thy queen, thy governor. It blots thy beauty as frosts do bite the meads, confounds the fame as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and is no sense is meet or amiable. A man moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and while it is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sip or touch one drop of it. Thy wife is thy lady, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee and for thy maintenance commits her body to painful labor both by sea and land, to watch the night in storms, the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands, but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for such a great debt. Such duty as the subject owes the princess, even such a man oweth to his wife. And when he is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to her honest will, what is he but a foul, contending rebel, and graceless traitor to his loving lady? I am ashamed that men are so simple, to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway, when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies so soft and weak and smooth, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come, you froward and unable worms, my mind hath been as big as one of yours, my heart is great, my reason haply more, to brandy word from word and frown from frown. But now I see our lances are but straws. Our strength is weak, our weakness past compare, that seeming to be most which we indeed are least. Then veil your stomachs, for it is not boot, and place your hand below your dear wife's foot, in token of which duty, if she please, my hand is ready, may it do her ease.
Why, there's a man. Come on and kiss me, Kate.
Big kiss.
Well, go thy ways, old lass, for thou shalt hat.
'Tis a good hearing when children are torn,
but a harsh hearing when men are froward.
Come, Kate, reel to bed. We three are married, but you two are sped. 'Twas I won the wager, though you hit the light, and being a winner, God give you good night.
Exeunt Petruchia and Catherine.
Now go thy ways. Thou hast tamed a cursed shrew.
'Tis a wonder, by your leave, he will be tamed so.
Exeunt. The end.
Yay!
Thanks everybody. That was so much fun. Huge thanks to people who watched this live. Thanks so much for coming, and also a huge thanks to everybody who was in this reading today. It was a lot of fun and just a real delight. I hope everybody has a good rest of their Sunday, and I hope everybody's upcoming week goes as well as it can.
And I hope we'll see you back here for more.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye.
Thank you,
Well,
everyone.
Thank you.
Woo!
Stay safe.
Thank you.